Welcome, Kellen. We're going to get you started off with a question from Alex Fleming from the Florida Sun.
Mr. Mond, how are you doing? Alex Fleming, Florida Sun.
I'm doing great.
Bro, people sleeping on you and not giving you the respect that you deserve, and they don't have you for some odd reason in the top 10 of college quarterbacks. I'm not questioning your FBI. I think you're going to wake a lot of people up. Question number one, what system do you prefer to run? Two, Jimbo Fisher, how has he prepared you to be a leader among men? And three, do you prefer being underrated or do you want all the smoke?
All right. So can you repeat? I can go one by one. What was the first one? I'm sorry.
The 1 through 10 list of college quarterbacks, you went on it. Do you like being underrated and underestimated? Number two, what pro style system would you prefer if you have a preference? And three, you want that smoke?
I mean, personally, I don't mind being underrated because at the end of the day, you know, especially when you get to the league, you're always going to have to depend on yourself and also the people around you to succeed. A lot of guys, and you know, with me, I've been through a lot of adversity, and I think it's pretty, true and telling on how a quarterback is able to change a whole entire culture. And I think that's something that is very slept on throughout the process. Multiple guys, and especially at bigger schools, first rounder leaves, and then you're the next man up. You don't really, you just fill in a role that was already there, but actually having to change a whole entire culture, I think that's what kind of makes me different. And I think even before the season, if somebody went to the media and told you, Kellen Mond, loses his number one receiver from the year before, and loses, his three other top receivers at the time, would he have his best season, go 9-1, and pretty much have his best season? I'm pretty sure 100% of people would have told me no. I don't mind being underrated because the chips are going to fall, where everything and where it may, and so I just try to operate, be even kill, and everything will happen at the best time for me.
All right, let's go to Matthias from Timeout Brazil.
Hey, Kellen, here's Matheus Ornelas from Timeout here in Brazil. Congratulations for going for the NFL draft. You have the chance of going for the Senior Bowl and in my opinion, be the best quarterback on the Senior Bowl weekend game. How do you think that the chance of talk with the NFL coaches, having a real NFL coaching staff there, and have the game that you have help you for maybe in the stock draft or for more people put an eye on you?
I think it's great just because, NFL teams talk, but also, they're able to see you in person, and not only just the way you play, but also just the way you process the game and also the way you learn. I say it all the time, coming from Coach Fisher's system, going to that Senior Bowl, everything was pretty much similar, just different verbiage. So the process of everything I thought went really well out there. And, I definitely thought teams were really impressed. So, after that, just, everything decided on just, my House of Athlete combine out in Florida, and then, my pro day today.
Thank you. Good luck during your process.
Thank you.
All right, next up is Alex Kozora from the Steelers Depot. And then
Hey, Kellen, thanks for talking with us. So you got a couple of your linemen in this draft, Dan and Carson. Can you just talk about those guys and what they meant to you? And then as a follow-up, have you talked to the Pittsburgh Steelers, and if so, who have you spoken with?
I mean, I think just from the offensive line standpoint, and guys who have been really playing for 4 years, have a ton of experience. And the same way where I talk about Coach Fisher, the way he is with quarterbacks and our scheme, and how demanding it is, it's very demanding on offensive linemen, and requires a lot of knowledge of the game, so both on run and pass play. So I definitely think for them, going to that NFL level, I think the way Coach Fisher was teaching them, it's going to translate very well. And I have talked to the Steelers a couple of times. Don't want to say no names, but I definitely had some great talks with scouts and definitely higher ups.
All right, let's go to Gabe Bach from Texas, and then Chuck.
Yeah, Kellen, from the Senior Bowl until today with Pro Day, where have you focused on most and trying to get even better in preparation for today? And how do you feel like you threw it and tested today?
I think from the Senior Bowl and really from the end of the season going on to, today, I was really just, really working on my feet. I did a lot of strengthening stuff, with my back and, just kind of help with that velocity. And I thought I threw the ball really well at the Senior Bowl and threw the ball really well today. So, and also running a unofficial 4.56, 4.57, somewhere around there. So my goal was to run under 4.6. So, I was, definitely thrilled about that. And then to go out and, spin it the way I did, missed a couple of throws, but that's going to happen. But, I thought I had a really good workout.
All right, let's go to Chuck Mikatinik from Fox San Antonio.
Hey, Kellen, any personal bests out there today in terms of what you were able to accomplish? And then secondly, was there a part of you that missed or really wanted to go to the NFL Combine and really get a chance to show not only yourself what you can do against other guys, but, prove to other guys that you're competing against in the same position group of what you can do head to head?
That 40 was my personal best. Whenever I first got to training, I ran 4.64, 4.65. So just being able to drop under that, hitting my goal to go under 4.6 was, definitely huge for me. And I definitely wish that there would have been a combine. I think, when you're able to get all the quarterbacks on the same field, in the same room, and just, see guys, but also see them throw, right after each other, I think that definitely tells a lot. So, obviously you can't really change nothing. So, I was just focused on my pro day and, was fortunate enough to, put on a show.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
So let's go to Justin Woodard from KAGS and then Patrick.
You get a sense of how many NFL teams were represented out there today?
No, I do not know.
No. Okay. Hey, building off Chuck's question, ask the other guys this too. With no combine, and this was your one-shot deal today. Did you feel any extra pressure on your shoulders to go out there and make the best of it?
No, I mean, for me, it was just, another workout. Obviously, with NFL personnel there, it can, add a little bit of more excitement, anxiety for some people. But for me, it was just something, throwing the ball becomes natural. And, I didn't want to put too much pressure on myself. Obviously I have high expectations, but, today I went out and did exactly what I wanted to do in both the 40 and throwing. So, I was super excited. And, I think also something, I'm not really sure around the country. I've seen, different quarterback pro days, but, me being the person who commanded the whole entire pro day, usually other quarterbacks have, their quarterback guru or coach, commanding the pro day. And then, but I think it definitely tells a lot, one, about my leadership, but also just my mental approach to the game where I can command my own pro day.
Last one for me. I'll let everybody else jump in. Speaking of the mental, just not here. We saw it at the Senior Bowl too, right? It didn't start that great for you, but somehow you end up being you will your way to be the MVP and throw a pair of touchdowns. Where does your mental makeup come from, Kellen? Because we saw it on display the last 4 years here.
I think parts of it comes from my dad. Just, I think being in a military background and just the way I was raised, just being disciplined in everything that I did, just being really intentional and just constantly working hard. And, obviously everyone knows just, my journey from my freshman year to my senior year. And, it's, a lot of times, a lot of guys can just walk into a certain situation and just, have multiple years, to sit behind somebody and learn. But, me just being able to being thrown into the fire, looking back at it, I wouldn't want it any other way. Just, so many different experiences that I learned from and, just so much ball that I played. I feel like it made me the player I am today.
All right, let's go to Patrick Finley from the Chicago Sun-Times and then Mike Lucas.
Hey, Kellen, how are you?
Doing great.
Hey, what's been your level of interaction with the Bears today and before today? And secondly, what about your game do you think best fits NFL offenses?
I've had a lot of interactions with the Bears, and I've definitely see a connection, and I'm definitely I don't want to say any names, but I'm definitely excited. Especially them being able to kind of watch me in person and watch me spin the ball in person. So I mean, I feel like I fit in every offense. Throughout my college days, almost 100% of my passes were in the shotgun. So, for me, in, my pro day script, I wanted to show that I can play under center. So, 100% of those were under center, and just really, show my efficiency with my feet, and also that I can transfer my weight, and just, spin the ball. So, I thought I definitely did that today.
All right, next up is Mike Lucas from KAGS, and then Tyler Shaw.
Hey, Kellen, how beneficial has it been for you to go through this pre-draft process down in Florida with Jamon, someone you've known since high school and obviously have a great connection with?
I mean, I think it was amazing, and even going back to high school, IMG, and then moving here, and then training. So I mean, we've been with each other, tons of years, and but I mean, I think it's just good for us. One, me playing quarterback and him playing receiver, but also us to be able to, kind of coach each other on both sides, and for me to continue to push him, and him also to push me to, reach heights that, that we've really never met. So, I thought we definitely were able to do that down in Florida.
Thanks, Kellen. Good luck moving forward, man.
Appreciate it.
All right, Tyler Shaw's up, and then Jennifer Streeter.
Yeah, Kellen, the past couple of days on social media, we've seen some, pro day workouts from Zach Wilson and Justin Fields, some of those quarterbacks. So what did you do today that you think you impressed the most with the scouts watching?
I think just one of the biggest things that sometimes it's hard to tell is just, the way that I play on the field, and, the way, it comes off your wrist, and, just the velocity on the ball. And, sometimes on film, you're not able to quite see that. I feel like it's just, it's one of those things that's way better in person. So, I think, having position coaches here and, some of those higher up to actually see me, throw the ball in person, I think that's what made it, super special.
Not sure if you heard, but recently that the NFL announced officially they're moving to a 17-game season. You haven't played in the NFL yet. Do you have any thoughts on that? On your first year going in, and it's already going to be a longer season.
Hey, well, you got to get the job done.
All right, thanks.
All right, let's go to Jennifer Streeter from the Battalion, and then Travis Brown.
Hi, Kellen. Earlier in one of your answers, you said how you really were in command today. And I was kind of just wondering if you could elaborate on that a little bit further and how good it felt to perform in that manner in front of those scouts today.
I mean, like I said before, most quarterbacks and, most players, they have their own, quarterback coach, receiver coach, person who runs their own pro day, person who comes up with their own scripts for their quarterbacks. But I think just me, one, just being self-critical of, things that, one, I need to work on, but also, things that I think I need to show the NFL. I thought that I can come up with my own pro day script and go out and execute it at a high level. So, I came up with my own script, on things that I knew I needed to, one, show the NFL, but also just me kind of being self-critical on myself. And then, go out and command and, get all the receivers, all the running backs in position, and just, really run my own pro day. And, I'm not going to say I'm the first one to do it, but, I really haven't seen it.
Absolutely. And then lastly, can you kind of just touch on who you've really utilized as your support system throughout this step in your journey for you?
You said 7 year?
No, step in your journey. Sorry. Who's your support system?
I would definitely say my dad, number one. Just so many things that I've learned from him, and, him kind of giving me a base foundation and knowledge. And then, just me kind of just being able to navigate, especially throughout college, with a bunch of adversity, and just been able to continue to fight and, even find my identity even more. So, I think I'm just continuing to grow. And, I personally don't think that, we've even seen half of, what I can do on a field. So I'm definitely excited for the future.
Thank you. Good to see and hear from you again.
Thank you.
All right, let's go to Travis Brown from the Bryan College Station Eagle, and then Greg Sherman.
Hey, Kellen. Jamon told us earlier that through the season, he was watching all the games and breaking down film and texting y'all. Do you remember a point through the season that he saw something on film or in that breakdown that he texted you or talked to you about that made an impact on the season or made an impact on something that you did moving forward through the season?
I mean, me and Jamon talked every day, and even when he, for a short period of time, he was still here, and before he moved out to Florida to train. But I mean, we talked pretty much every day, and just. I mean, obviously he was in this offense before, so I think just him kind of understanding we're able to speak a certain lingo, and just even when he's watching games, he can call out the exact plays that we're running. So, I don't really think anything like that.
Yeah, and then I know being one of the guys who's been around a while, was there a special moment being able to see Nick Harvey come back and work out with y'all again with the journey he's taken to kind of come back around here?
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was great. And, one of the guys who I even watched as a recruit, and then obviously he got way longer hair now, but, I mean, yeah, I thought he did a really good job today. And, obviously him, not in the NFL and, trying to, make a name for himself and, prove his worth. I thought he did a really good job.
I know he's been doing some coaching. Do you think he makes a good coach?
I mean, I would think so. I haven't talked to him in a minute.
All right. Thanks, man.
All right, let's go to Greg Sherman and then Griffin Floyd.
Appreciate it, Kellen. Mr. Bowtie here. Great to see you as always. First off, a couple questions. First off, when you were a freshman at Reagan in 2013, there was a young fellow, a quarterback named Ty Summers. I'm curious if you've talked to him at all about, first off, going through this draft process since he's in the NFL.
One of the guys who is a big fan of me, and also just me being able to learn from him at a super young age. I haven't talked to him a while. I know he's up in Green Bay, but definitely someone, especially coming from the same city as me. I feel like that's always special, being able to make it out the city.
And secondly, this is a unique draft for San Antonio because you're going to get drafted. Trayvon Mulrig will get drafted. Caden Stearns will get drafted. Just a thought on, I guess, maybe going up against them in the NFL as well as representing San Antonio, where you have three guys that are joining Davenport and Reynolds and all the other guys that are in the league.
I mean, I think it's really amazing. And, really all guys that I played against, growing up and, one for me, but also for them to definitely accomplish their dreams. And, I know, people around them and, I know everyone's going to be super happy for them to, one, just because they've been able to acknowledge the work that they put in and, finally seeing it pay off. I think, that's going to be super special for them.
Thanks, Kellen.
All right, we got a few more questions. We'll go to Griffin Floyd from Pittsburgh Sports something, and then Josh Allen.
Hey, Kellen. So, in the NFL, the game is kind of changing. You mentioned that you've worked primarily out of the shotgun in college. For a long time, that was stigmatized. But, now the NFL is moving more towards the college game. Can you tell me how you feel in terms of preparedness for NFL systems because the two different levels of football have become more similar?
I mean, I think I'm super prepared, and I don't think that anything in football starts with the physical. I think it starts with the mental, and just being able to process information at a very fast pace, and really just being able to do that and have so much experience. 40 plus games. Where other guys around the in this draft have 10, 20, 30s. And so just, being able to play and just really have so much experience, I think that only makes me, even more valuable.
All right, let's go to Joshua Allen from the Bucks Report and then finish with Olin Buchanan.
Hey, Kellen, how are we doing today?
We're doing great.
Awesome, Greg. That's great to hear. I just want to ask you, who have you kind of leaned on through this process? Any current quarterbacks in the NFL you reached out to, former teammates, kind of get an idea what the whole pre-draft process, the pro day process is like, kind of pick their brain. And then have you had any communications with the Buccaneers yet?
I've had a couple of talks with the Buccaneers. I'd probably say the one person I've talked to the most is Christian Kirk. Just another receiver who I played with my freshman year, and really who I learned a lot from, just on the way he handled himself and just the way he approached the game. And so even before the season, one of the, big guys that I've was, staying in contact with and, just continuing to learn more and more from him. But, I try to stay in contact with him and, try to plan on working out with him in a couple of weeks.
Have you spoke to Clyde Christensen at all with the Bucks?
I don't want to mention any names.
Hey, not a problem. Best of luck on your journey.
Appreciate you.
All right, we'll wrap it up with Owen Buchanan.
Hi, Kellen. I know that you are very confident, and I suspect that you would have, that you feel like you would have gotten to this point, no matter what the circumstances are or were. But what do you think Jimbo Fisher's role is, and you being in the position you're in now?
I mean, I think it's huge, and like I said before, I think the foundation was definitely built with the knowledge that I gained from him, and one, understanding my own offense, but understanding how each play adapts to every single type of defense. And obviously in the SEC, it's not a bunch of just zone coverage and things like that. Like, on third down, they're going to bring, different types of blitzes and, try to disguise different, in different ways. So, I would definitely say the SEC is the most similar to a NFL type of defense. So, one, just me being in Coach Fisher's offense, but also understanding how to react and play fast at an elite level. Like I said, I think that makes me very valuable.
Thank you.
All right, that's all the questions we have. That's a wrap. Thanks, Kellen.
Yes, sir.
And that's a wrap for the whole thing.